Hello, friend. Welcome to Coffee Chat with Angie. I'm so glad that you are here. Today, I want to talk about something that I've heard from a couple of different people, and that is they say, I don't like routines. They feel too rigid. Is that you? Is that your thought when you hear of, hey, let's do a routine? Well, today I want to talk about how routines actually create freedom and not restriction. I hope you'll join me. My name is Angie. I am a personal strategy coach. I help driven working moms create rock solid systems at home so dinner isn't a last minute scramble, kids' logistics aren't chaos, and self-care isn't an afterthought. Instead of guilt and exhaustion, you can finally feel present, energized, and in control of the life you are building while also taking time for yourself. It is possible, my friend. I am living proof of that. If you are joining live, please say hi in the comments. I would love to know that you're here. And if you're catching the replay, also say hi. And today I would love to know if you are someone that hears the word routine, are you gonna run the other direction and be like, no, thank you. I'm not diving into that at all. It's too structured, it's too rigid. Or if you hear the word routine, are you like, oh, give me all of the information. I thrive with learning about routines. I would love to know which one you are. Type run in the chat or thrive in the chat, depending your personality. Well, today I want to talk about routines not being there to do the same thing over and over and over again. Like 8 o'clock, you do something, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. That's not what a routine is for, my friend. It is actually for removing decision fatigue, which actually gives you more space, more flexibility, more spontaneity in your life. Let me give you an example. Way back, many years ago, I was very frustrated with coming home from work and not having anything for dinner. Like I had no clue what to make. I'd walk in the house, my husband and my son would be like, what's for dinner? And I'm like, I have no idea. And I am not one who can look in the pantry and the refrigerator and say to myself, oh, we have this and we have this and we have this. I will just whip this together really quick. That is not one of my strengths. I have many strengths, but that to this day is not one of them. So it was frustrating. I thought about what was going to be for dinner all day, trying to remember what was in the refrigerator, what was in the pantry, what could we do, what had we had the last couple of days, I had no clue. And I was not a very good cook either. So fast forward to figuring out a meal plan. And now we have a meal plan for our family for a month at a time. You don't have to do a month. That's what we do. And it gives me so much flexibility. First of all, if I want to know what's for dinner, I just look at the calendar and I'm like, oh, we're going to have this today. And so I might grab the meat out of the freezer or do something else to prepare. Maybe it's something in a crock pot or a slow cooker or something like that. But that's it. I don't think about it until it's actually time to make dinner, which frees up so much space to think about other things. Have you ever done thought about something all day or for the entire week and then you never do it, but by the time you actually get to the point where you have to do it now, it feels like you've done it the entire week? Oh my goodness, it's so draining. So having that routine of knowing what's for dinner every single night definitely frees up some headspace and gives us so much more flexibility, so much more. And if life happens, as you know it's going to happen, you are able to adjust very easily. Maybe you're going to have lasagna tonight and then your day became way more abundant than what you thought it was going to be. And instead you have tacos that you're supposed to have tonight. It's a quicker meal and you had the headspace to make it and the time to make it. And that's what you're doing instead. So it allows you to have much more freedom and much more flexibility. Now, if you are still someone who thinks of the word routine and you're like, oh my gosh, it still gives me so much anxiety just even thinking about that, it just right away in my brain, it creates structure. Think of the word rhythm instead. Same exact meaning. I'm using them interchangeably, but rhythm for some people will give them a sense of flow, a sense of peace, a sense of calm, where when I think of rhythm, I think of music, so a song. And within that song, you have a consistent beat, right? It's something that is very consistent and happens throughout the song. Now, that beat can move faster. That beat can move slower. Sometimes there's something in there that you're like, huh, that was interesting in that song. And then it goes back to what it was and you're like, huh, what was that? And you may like it or you may not, but it throws you kind of for a loop. And that's what life is. It's typically a consistent beat, right? But some seasons it's much faster. Some seasons it's much slower. And some seasons it's just life is happening, right? And so that is what a rhythm is. It's something that gives you a consistent beat, but when things need to speed up or slow down, or all of a sudden stop or move really quickly, then you have something in place to be able to fluctuate much easier. So ask yourself, what part of your day feels heavy or chaotic? Or maybe what part of your day do you constantly think about all day, like I did with meals, where it's that decision fatigue that just wears you down, that you didn't even realize was happening until you just now heard about this. It could be for you laundry. It could be a Monday when you get home from work, you're thinking, I need to put in a load of laundry, but you are so darn exhausted that you're like, I'm giving myself a pass today. I'm not even doing it. And then Tuesday comes, you're like, okay, laundry. And you think about it about 5 times during the day because you really need to do laundry, but all of a sudden it escapes your brain as soon as you walk home and go through that door, and you don't think about it again until Wednesday, and you're like, well, shoot, Wednesday is totally packed. Like, I don't even have time to do it today. And so then you think about it on Thursday, and so on and so forth, until you finally get to the laundry, maybe on Friday or Saturday. But by that time, it feels like you've done about 20 loads of laundry already, because that's all you've thought about the entire week, when in fact, you still have 7 loads of laundry to do because you've done none of them. So when you put that into a routine or a rhythm, and maybe you give yourself grace, and you're like, you know what? During the week's really tough to do laundry. So why am I trying to do it during the week? I'm just going to do it on Friday. Friday is my day to go ahead and pop in some laundry, and then we'll finish it up on Sunday, and it will all be set for the next week. And that is going to be your rhythm or your routine where that's in place. And now, will something happen maybe on a Friday night that you want to go do something and you don't want to sit home and do laundry? I am sure that is going to be the case at some point in time. So then you just adjust and you do laundry on Thursday, or you do laundry on Saturday, or you do a lot on Sunday. So that is the beauty of a routine, my friend, is being able to have that flexibility and that ability to adjust. It's not something that's structured super, super hard. That makes me think of more like a New Year's resolution, where you are not doing something one day and the very next day you have all of these things that you're doing, and you're going to be your better self moving here forward. But it's a lot on your plate, and then you get through a couple of weeks or a couple of months, and you go back to right where you were because it is not who you are, and it's way too much at once. A routine or a rhythm is adding in bits or pieces at a time, getting that under your belt, seeing how that is working for you, and then adding in another layer and continuing on. It's about the slow adjustment, not about the structured rigidness of tomorrow, it's going to be a new day and we're going to do this way. So if you have any questions, definitely reach out. I'm here to support you in whatever way I can. I hope that this blesses you, and let me know if you are a person who runs when you hear the word routine, or if you are a person who thrives with a routine. I hope after this that you will all thrive with a routine. I'll see you next time, my friend.